Hello, 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 hi, it is me, it is I. Small time DJ, or Khadi DJ, where internet, akastracha, and bakalau yella. You guys, those of you are confused by Maria on Real Housewives of Durban. She's going for this. She's trying to have my exact lips. Okay, I don't blame her, they're cute. Anyway, let's get into this. We're gonna be quick, as we always are. Not really, but I sat down to talk about Ozempic, and this thing is still on and I still have battery on it, and I'm like, let me not make it one long video, let me just talk about this in part and this and the other. And I want to talk about the erosion, so to speak, or just the experience of fat acceptance, body positivity, body neutrality, these concepts that aren't the same thing, right? There's a lot going on there. Health at every size. It's one term after another, and I understand what they're all trying to do. And maybe I'll explain them from my point of view, how I understand them. And then some of you can argue in the comments that, no, actually what it means, and actually I don't care. I'm telling you how I understand it. And what I resonated the most with when it was all the rage and where I am with it now. So body neutrality, it's exactly that, right? No, all bodies aren't good. Actually, that's another thing, right? It's not about good and bad. It's just about, it's a body. It's a body, it's functioning, and I get up, it gets me to the next day, it's gotten me to the next year. I'm very neutral about this, right? I'm not this thing. I'm a whole, I'm an entity, I'm energy, I'm being, I'm spirit, and this is a vessel, and this can't be the one thing you judge me on, and I'm just neutral about it, right? It's neither good or bad. It's a body. It's existing. Great. Fat acceptance. It's literally what it sounds like. You just accept fat people for them being fat. Except that we aren't all supposed to be in the same shape, in the same body. That's not what it was supposed to be. Otherwise, we would all be like that. So can we accept that other people are going to be fat, other people aren't going to be fat, and then that's just it? Like, other people are going to be fat. And that's not them being less. That's not them being disgusting or pigs, or we need to treat them differently. Okay? Health at every size is the idea that looking somebody up and down because they're big and deciding that, oh, they then must be unhealthy. All of this diagnosing of people that we do online. You're big, therefore you're unhealthy. You're thin, you're the picture of health, right? Because, come on, okay? And then body positivity. I think this is the biggest one that like even brands jumped on, in terms of like the inclusivity thing and getting like Ashley Graham type models to work with them. That's problematic in itself, because that's the thing about body positivity. We said it, and then we still moved into the space of like only platforming, or for the most part, aside from Tess Holiday, platforming a bigger woman that's shaped a certain way and with no belly. Like, yes, have curves, you can have some thighs, a little bit of meat here in your arms, but like have a flat belly and like have an hourglass figure. We can accept that. Thick Leonce, when she first landed, over the years, obviously, like, she's a person living. Her weight is fluctuating like everybody else. She's living. Her body is part of the experience. It's gonna happen. But when she gained popularity, she was also built out a certain way. And I'm a big girl who, for the most part, I'm sort of built a certain way, but I have a curtain belly, right? And because of that, I could never see myself in a lot of the women that were getting like the brand deals. One of my very good friends, who's also my walking buddy, has that physique. Like, we're always saying to her, dude, like, we could be rich, like we could be doing stuff, you're ruining our lives, like, honestly. And she's not listening to me. And part of that is to do with the fact that she doesn't have a lot of belly. Like, her fat deposited in the right place. So her kind of fat, her kind of plus, her kind of curvy is more accepted. And because I don't want to act like I'm having the same experience as a regular plus size, I will put myself in that bracket, right? Because when I have the right undergarments on, I, for the most part, present like a more palatable plus size woman. Now, with the rise of the Y2K fashion that I can't fucking stand, okay? Because even when it was its first, I was very young, but young enough to want to boob tube, to want to low rise. And because I've been fat since I was like 6, I couldn't participate. So when I saw the resurgence, I was like, not this fucking shit. It's literally one big no fats can sit here. I hate Y2K fashion with all of my heart and soul. I can't stand it. It's not even nice. I don't know why people are trying to convince us that there's nothing classic about it. There's nothing pretty about it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And most importantly, I could never participate. But with the resurgence of that kind of fashion and like, you know, model stick thinness and all of that happening and having to reckon with thin economics or whatever it is that they call it, really having to sit with the fact that regardless of what we've been trying to say to ourselves and to each other over the past few years, it's starting to feel like it was one giant big gaslighting exercise of self, even of wanting to, you know, experience the world as other straight-sized people experience the world, that we had to tell ourselves certain things. But like the Y2K fashion, the magazines, the virality of a certain type of look, right, has brought to the front the fact that a lot of us were never okay. We just thought like if we could play it off like we're okay for a while, then we could be cool. And also the other thing is we took it a step too far. Like fat acceptance is not for me. Fat acceptance is for me in the sense that no. I'm fine with that actually. I'm not fine with health at every size. I'm not fine with continuing to perpetuate the idea that in as much as you can be underweight and ill, why can't we entertain the fact that you can be overweight and that could in turn create some health problems for you? If we can entertain the fact that being underweight can affect your health, you could lose your fucking period. Why can't we talk about the fact that being on the other side of the thing could like have the same thing? Health at every size is a lie. On your joints, right? On your fucking back and on your health. I don't believe in that. And I think the people who fully bought in, because the other thing about having to unpack eating disorders and there isn't enough of understanding and sympathy when the eating disorder is on the heavier side. We tend to sympathize more with the Anna girls over here and the bulimic girls over here. But when we're the binge eater, we're like, oh, what a pig. She's just not in control of her body. We actually see restricting as having some kind of control to such a point that this almond mommy kind of thing is praised. Personally, I'm gonna level with you guys. I really wanna be an almond mom to myself. I do. I crave thinness in a way that I can't explain to a person who's been thin and doesn't feel like they've benefited from thin. Like they'll be like, what? You see a person who's used their thinness to get ahead in life, they'll understand what I'm saying. They will. They're probably a white woman, aren't they? Hey girl. But like, I crave it, and I really think I'll be happier, smaller, and I don't think I'm wrong. I know people who've lost weight and they're like, it's changed everything. So I'm never gonna believe you guys when you tell me that, oh, I lost weight and I still, bitch, whatever. Like, oh. I also want to lose weight and I'll figure it out. Oh my god. They're right next to the people who are like, money doesn't. Oh, jeez. I don't Give me the money. Like, what the fuck? Give me the money, give me the thinness. I want to see for myself. I want to see something quickly. I just want to see. I want to try it on. I want to see. Like, what the fuck? Like, ugh. Don't tell me that. I want to know. But I really do think like being thin would solve a lot of my problems. Like, a lot of my problems would be solved by being skinny. Like, truly. But in terms of being body positive, all jokes aside now, it was really helpful for me at some point in life because I've shared with you guys that we talk about weight all the time here, you and I. And I've shared with you guys that I have a hard time living, and it often feels like I'm watching people do life. And I'm like, oh, when I get thin, I'll do that. When I get thin, I'll get to participate in that. When I get thin, I'll wear that. When I get thin, I'll order this thing out in public, and then I won't feel, nobody will judge me. Because certain things, sometimes you're like, oh, I don't really like, I'll never go for seconds. Because I don't like to dish a lot at a go, because I don't like having leftovers on my plate. I find it wasteful. So I'll always dish very tiny, and then I'm like, oh, I'd like a little bit more. But like, I'll never go and get a little bit more. I don't play those fucking games. One time, my friend had too many drumsticks. Baby, she stressed me. Friend, you stressed me out. There was like it was a spelling bee event. And she dished, and she had like 2 drumsticks on her thing. And she was busy doing whatever. So she's like, I must hold it for her. I was not okay holding that plate, because I was like, people are looking at people are living their lives sometimes. They're not looking at the fat girl's plate. But because you have been looked at before, that you can't even look up at people and check if they are looking. You just look down because you know somebody's like, oh my gosh, she is like all of the entire earth's drumsticks. So you just look down. And I remember like trying to give the plate to other people, like, please take the plate, like, please take this plate, people are watching. Bitch, nobody was watching me. When I tell you no fucking body was watching me, people were busy. But like, what body acceptance allowed me to do for a period, when I took it on and really embraced it, was that it allowed me to live. It allowed me to tie my tops and crop them and have like a little belly hanging out and not feel like I'm the ugliest thing in the world and the world's coming to an end. I was able to be positive about my body as is, and live in that body as is, and have full living life experiences as everybody else does, as my body was. And it was a lovely feeling, but it was very short-lived for me, such that I can't even remember how long ago it was. Years now. And in the last few years, not few, like quite a bit now, I've been back existing, and some days are worse than others for me, you know, in terms of just being like, I can't wear this, I can't go anywhere. When I was my most positive about my body, I was also my most sort of health conscious, if you would like. Right? When I was appreciating that this body is getting me through the day, this very same body that I don't find, you know, sexually appealing, it's still getting me through the day. I was losing the most weight. I was showing up for myself because I was actually actively living life, right? Like going out to exercise, I wasn't looking around like, are people looking at me, because I was just doing it for my body. But whenever that goes away and I start to be overly critical of myself, that's also when I cocoon, right? That's also when the overeating to numb your feelings stuff happen. So everything isn't bad, and being positive about your body and celebrating it and being grateful for it and what it's able to do for you at all sizes, when it's able to do that for you, is an important thing in order for you to have a life that resembles any kind of normalcy, and like where you can enjoy the little things that everybody else gets to enjoy. The movement is dying because we tried to overcorrect, right? And then we policed the people who are like, but I do want to lose weight. I just want to love myself through the journey. I don't want to hate my body, because if I'm to gain this weight back, I still want to be able to love the body that has gained the weight back. We judged those girls. By we, I mean, yours never that foolish. You know, the way we talk about them, if you want to lose weight, it means you're fat phobic. You see Lizzo's digging herself a hole. a fucking trench. Okay? And I don't know how she's gonna get out of it. I don't know how she's gonna get out of that stuff. Wanting to lose weight is not you being fat phobic. It just isn't. Saying somebody can't sit with you because they're fat, that's fat phobic. Deciding that somebody doesn't deserve like the same opportunities as you because you're smaller, that's fat. Simply wanting to say, I would like to lose weight. I understand the argument that buying into straight size propaganda as being the default is in itself by default fat phobic. That argument is just, it's asinine. I don't even know how you people arrive there, but you have somehow. And I feel like it's a trauma response, not diagnosing people, but because it's become cultish, especially online. It's a way to manipulate people to stay fat with you because you aren't able to work through the feelings that got you to be that size. You don't want to do that yet, and another person wants to unpack why it is they overeat and why they're an emotional eater so they can heal from whatever it is they're suffering from, or maybe whatever is making them overeat, right? It's never the same thing, right? But we can agree that there's usually trauma at the base of that. Other people are ready to start doing that work, but you aren't, and you don't want to feel abandoned and left alone, so you're gonna employ very manipulative tactics to keep people in the cult as cults do. And when it's not landing, you even threaten them with, and you don't get to come back. The Thins are never going to accept you, and you still won't get to come here and sit with us. The Thins will never accept you. The Thins do like that you're fat because then they get to have the thing that you don't have. I'm afraid they're not completely wrong with that one. You'll always be the fat girl that lost weight, you know. But yeah, that's where we're going wrong with it. The overcorrecting in trying to carve out a safe space for ourselves, we ended up sort of barricading ourselves, and now we can't exist in the gray. The line that is so drawn, it's so hard. Life is somewhat now so black and white, and I don't know how we got there, but I'm not part of the group. Me, I will pursue thinness until the fucking death of me. It might actually kill me if I'm being fair. I really want to know, you guys. I'm supposed to do a live, and we keep not coordinating ourselves, me and my girl. I know somebody who's lost an extreme amount of weight, and she's kept it off for the past 2 years. And every time I see her, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's colorful. You know, when you're fat, nobody body checks and body watches like a fat bitch. Us and the Anna girls, same. I keep, you know, my mate, like, who I do the walks with, I keep telling her how I want the collarbones. This week she told me I need to let go of that dream. Oh, yeah, we recovered. Yeah, really, like, when I just worry about your walks, because I go for walks, guys, like, I go for morning walk. I'm looking now, it's looking like it's starting to drizzle to Sunday. I try to get 3 walks in a week, 10k steps minimum, but last week I got all 3 my walks in, and they were all 20k steps because she's not very again. And obviously I watch what I eat, but also eating healthy is very easy for me because I enjoy, like, so-called healthy food. If you would like, I told you I get sugar sick, you know. Should I document like a week for you guys? Because I've been thinking, honestly guys, I keep footage for you guys, and then the moment my phone says it's out of footage and I need to record something, I get rid of it. I'm like, I'm sorry, I gotta go. Like, all this diet shit's gonna go. But I think I'll document a good week for you guys. It's not gonna be this week. My week's already done. Like, I already have so much happening that it's not gonna be this week. So it's gonna have to be a week where I am dedicated to trying to be Yolanda Hadid's daughter. I could never. Oh, we aspire. Just take an almond and chew it really, really well. Look at her daughters now. Look at Bella and Gigi, right? As a Real Housewives historian, I know how they got there. That's where Almond mom comes from, in case you ever wondered. Gigi Hadid and Bella Hadid's mom, who's also a former model herself, Yolanda. Gigi called her, or was it Bella, crying that she's hungry, and her mom told her to get an almond and chew it really well. Is that toxic? Yes. Are there supermodels? Also yes. You know? Great. Bye.